Good evening, guys. Good evening. Happy Sunday. It's me, Juju, and I'm coming to you live from my living room. Thank you for joining me this evening. We're going to have a exciting discussion tonight. I hope you are prepared to make your comments, to express your opinions, and to let your voices be heard. So come on in the room. As you come in, please let me know that you're here. Shout me out, tell me hello, drop your name, let me know that you're with us tonight and that you are ready to be a part of this discussion. So I am so excited. This is a discussion that one of my babies, Jordan, wanted us to have. So of course I have to accommodate my baby. So y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in my room, y'all. Yeah, we getting ready to have this discussion, and yep, I'm feeling pretty good today. Had a good week last week. It was a lot of things going on at work, but the Lord was blessing, and I just am so appreciative of God every day. But then there are sometimes when He just pours out His favor upon you, and you can't help but to just be exceedingly grateful. While I'm here right now, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Dorsey Plumbing. Darius Dorsey. If you guys have any plumbing needs, y'all reach out to Darius Dorsey with Dorsey Plumbing. He did some work for us at our church this week. And the thing that I love so much about him, he was timely. If he said he was going to be there, I'm not going to be interviewing Jordan, Mr. Jackson, so I hope that you're coming in. Jordan is just going to be here. But anyway, Mr. Dorsey was timely. If he said he was going to be there at a certain time, he was there. He did what he said he was going to do. He did it in the front time frame that he said he was going to do it. He was very reliable, and he told me exactly what I needed. If he spotted problems that were there prior to the work he was doing, and he did a very big job for our church. But if he spotted problems, he let me know what the problems were, and let me know. Did I want to fix it? Gave me my options, and so I really appreciate it. I think he did an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. And so, like I said, if you have any plumbing needs, reach out to Mr. Darius Dorsey for those plumbing needs. Hello, Rachel Robinson. How are you doing, my love? Thank you for joining. Mr. Jackson, hello. How are you doing this evening? We are just looking forward to tonight. So guys, come on in and like and share this video. Tag a friend. Let them know that we are on the air and that we are intending just to have a lively discussion. Probably a little lighthearted. We've had some very serious topics over the past several weeks. So this one is going to be more lighthearted. And so I hope you guys will enjoy it. So like and share the video. Let your friends know. Tag a friend. Let them know that we are on the air. And as you come in, please shout me out. Shout me out. Let me know that you're here and that you are ready to join the discussion. I hope that you guys will be open and honest with us. Hello, my godson. Pastor Jacory, thank you for joining us. Hello, baby Bob, my baby Bob Starlet. Thank you for joining us. I'm just so excited tonight. Like I said, I'm feeling pretty good this evening. God is great. Had a good time at church. Really enjoyed it. And Mr. Jackson, hello. How you doing, Mr. Jackson? We missed you on camera last week, and
Well,
so glad to have you here tonight.
well, I'm doing very well, thank you. It's been a very good day. Had great church service. It's women's season at our
Oh,
church,
yeah.
and the women are all in control. And I'm really excited about next Sunday because the women's choir will sing, and oh my God,
Okay.
they really do a wonderful job. But I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing fabulous, Mr. Jackson. I was just bragging on your cousin Darius. Um,
Yes.
he did a fabulous job. And like I was saying, if you have any plumbing needs, reach out to Darcy Plumbing. He was punctual. If he told me he was going to be there at 6:30 in the morning, he was there. When he told me it was going to take 3 days, it took 3 days. If I had any questions, he answered them. If he came up on something that was unexpected, he let me know. He gave me my options. Just
Well,
kudos to him, and thank you for your recommendation.
absolutely. Uncle Willie would be just so giddy, would just be so excited because Darius learned everything he knows. Well, he probably got the idea of plumbing from Uncle Willie.
He told
Um,
me he told me he said I said, well, Mr. Dorsey did all of our plumbing when we were coming along when we were young and he was living, and he said, yeah, that's how I learned the trade, following him around. And of course he's gone and gotten all his certifications and master certifications, but he said he learned it initially from his granddad. And I told him that, jobs like plumbing, electricians, mechanics, construction, those jobs, carpenters, those never go out of style. That you always need those type jobs. So but anyway, all right. Hello, Tiffany Williams. Hello, Jasmine Hayes. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Guys, I want to ask you to do me a big favor. Please like and share the video. Like and share this video with your friends. And then also, I want this tonight to just be a discussion. So please comment, ask your questions, express your opinions. We're just going to have a good time tonight. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk. I am Juju. I am your host, and I'm joining you here from my living room. Of course, I have with me my co-host, my producer, Mr. Jerry Jackson. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson, for joining. Um, we always like to say that this is not intended to be a news show, but we do try to steer clear of gossip and things that are knowingly untrue. And we hope that this is a comfortable, safe place for you where you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts and your opinions, asking your questions, and expressing yourself. We want everybody to be at home on Let's Talk. This is not my show. This is not Mr. Jackson's show. This is our show. So, anyway, tonight we are going to examine the age-old question: is it human nature to cheat? Is it human nature to cheat? And when I say cheat, we're talking about, in a relationship romantically. Hello, Althea Thomas. Thank you for joining us. So anyway, while our humans may not be inherently monogamous, the combination of biological, environmental, evolutionary, and cultural factors had led to the establishment of monogamous relationships as a common practice. The reality is nuance, with many individuals navigating a spectrum of relationship styles that reflect both their biological instincts and their cultural influences. Thus, the question of whether humans are monogamous by nature does not yield a simple answer. It is complex, is interplay of a various factors that shape human mating behavior. So, my icebreaker question for tonight is: do you think human beings are meant to be monogamous? Do you think we are by nature monogamous creatures, or not? What do you think? Do you think by nature we are monogamous creatures, human beings? What do you think, Mr. Jackson? Do you have an opinion on that?
Of course I do. The nature
Okay,
the nature of a human is we're supposed to be monogamous, but we're not because that was proven.
okay,
Beg your
okay.
pardon.
I had lost your volume. What were you saying now? I'm
Can you hear me
sorry.
now? Can you hear
I
me
can hear
now?
you now. Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you
So,
now. Yes.
well, the intent is for us to be monogamous. That is
Okay.
the real intent. However, that was ruined um, in biblical times. Okay.
Okay.
So we're just only going by history and what we've learned. It's a learned behavior. Um,
Okay.
I think it's a psychological perspective because sometimes we are enamored by the person for many reasons, for a myriad of reasons. And then sometimes we get to the point that, oh, I want to try something else, or let me go out here and
Mhm.
explore this, and let me go do that, because it's just in our human nature. We are never complacent, we're never satisfied. Some of us are, and we have to really coerce ourselves to really be naturally monogamous because human nature, we want to try things and we want to try new things. And therefore, it puts us in a precarious position when we do not adhere to the term monogamy.
Okay, so what I heard you say, Mr. Jackson, is our human nature may not necessarily be for us to be monogamous or be in a relationship with one person, but uh, we have to work or strive sometime to overcome what our natural tendencies are, and we should be seeking to overcome what maybe our natural tendencies are. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly correct because you think about how we have been trained, how we've been reared. We've always been trained and spoken to try new things. And believe it or not, that is infiltrated in the way that we walk and talk and live. You think about we're told our circles need to increase. you know
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have enough people in your circle, you need to try to get other people to enhance your circle. And with all of those things, sometimes we're just not psychologically inept or psychologically made to get new things, because when we see new things, guess what we want to do? We want to try new things. And if
Trying
we look at
different.
something and we're excited about it or enamored or we're infatuated, then we're going to start acting like, oh my goodness, I want to get a chance to meet or know you, or take even go to take you to dinner, and then it even leads to other things. So um, human nature, we are supposed to be monogamous, but
Mhm.
psychologically, and there's so many other factors that cause us to go outside of that realm.
Okay, so guys, what do you all think? You all out there in the audience, do you think it's human nature for us to be monogamous, or do you think we have to overcome our natural tendencies in order to be in a monogamous relationship. What do you guys think? Let me know. Y'all tell me. Like I said, I want this to be a discussion tonight. I want us to talk. I want to see where I want to check your meter, see where you are, check the temperature, gauge the temperature in the room. What do you guys think? But anyway, when we talk about being monogamous and cheating, I guess first of all, we have to ask the question, what does it mean to cheat? What is cheating? When you're in a relationship, what does it mean to cheat? Do you have to be, does it have to involve physical uh, does a relationship have to be physical in order for it to be considered cheating? If I am not having a physical relationship, if I'm involved in a committed relationship and then I am uh got someone on the side or a friend on the side or whatever, does it have to be physical for me to be being unfaithful to my mate? What does it mean to you to cheat? Does it
Okay.
have to be physical or can it be an emotional attachment? What about online engagements? If you're
Okay.
just talking to somebody online, can that cross over into being unfaithful? What do you
Okay.
guys think about that?
While
What
we're
does it mean
waiting,
to you to cheat? Uh huh.
so
Mr. Jackson.
while we're waiting, I'll add my position there. It is natural for anybody to look at something and be impressed. That's just like looking at a car and I said, "Oh my God, I love that car." Or I can look at your dress and say, "Oh, you look beautiful in that dress," and don't mean anything behind it. But when I act on it, and it doesn't have to be physical, I can begin to think in my mind, "Oh my God, what could I do to her?" And I begin to fantasize, or to do to him, or I can fantasize. Or if I am in a relationship and I begin to chat online with
Mm-hmm.
someone, I chat with you online quite a bit. There's nothing to it because I love you as a sister. But the
Right,
minute
right.
that it becomes something totally different, even though I have not touched you, I've communicated. If I say something, it can be sexually natured, it could be a compliment, it could be anything that would make me feel like I'm a little bit above attracted to you more than a sister. I now want to compliment you and tell you you are fire, you're fine. I would love to uh, get a taste of that. Whatever, it doesn't matter
You
because I
know, people
spoke
love
it.
to get a taste of that, Mr. Jackson. You
Well,
don't
I'm
say it
just,
enough.
well, I know that's very inappropriate, but that is an act of cheating. And some people go a little bit further. They go on, they're married and they get on apps and they
Mm-hmm,
even get
mm-hmm.
to the point where they go and meet people. Um, there's a big scandal in the city of Birmingham with all of these big time professionals that are in this group and they go and meet up somewhere near downtown park and they do all sorts of things. It's just been a really big scandal and all of these people are married and they have been exposed, so that is cheating.
Okay.
Even if you haven't been exposed and you do the act, now if I think about what I want to do with you mentally and psychologically in my mind, that is an act of cheating. I have gone
Okay.
outside. uh, I believe that, but that is also human nature. You can
Okay.
see and feel things all day long, but you have to be strong enough to rebuke it and you don't have to act on it. I mean, there are many occasions that I've seen people that I thought, "Oh my God, they are fire, they're fine," and but I don't act on it. But then I can become very flirtatious, Julia. That is
Mm-hmm.
cheating. If I begin to flirt with someone and that person extends it back to me and they're married
Mm-hmm.
or they're in a relationship, That is
That
cheating.
you think that is cheating. So what do
Yes,
you
it
I
is.
think I think Jordan said something. What did you
Jordan said engaging in activities to achieve a romantic bond of any kind outside of the relationship is cheating. Hallelujah and thine to the glory. Yes, that's it.
Okay. So what about emotionally? Like
Yes,
some
that's
people
cheating.
might
That's cheating.
might have like, okay,
That's cheating.
I okay, so what about like let's say, let me ask you this. Okay, I'm in a relationship, say I'm married or whatever. Then I have a friend of the opposite sex, and I can talk to that friend and I can get advice from that friend. And if I have issues in my life, I can go to that friend. That friend is an emotional support to me. And
That is not
sometimes
cheating.
I can even trust that friend with more than I can trust my mate with. Is that cheating?
Know that well. Um, when you just said that last statement, you can trust, and when you say trust, you mean you can just talk to your friend
I can
about
talk
things
to
that,
them, I can be free, I can be open, I can be honest. Yeah.
well, realistically, that would be cheating, but you haven't committed a sexual act or anything of that nature, or so that's a fine line because I think it's valuable to have someone else that you can go to and be free and talk to them and have that constant relationship. As long as it doesn't get to what um, to what the Jordan placed to achieve a romantic relationship, I don't believe that that is cheating because I know many. Excuse me. I know many people that have. Um, People that they can really talk to and get advice and share things that they typically wouldn't even share with their siblings that they would share with
Mm-hmm.
someone else. So that is
Okay.
a confidant. That's a confidant to me. And Annie
Okay.
Jones said she does not think that is cheating. And Jordan said a friendship is a friendship. Romantic relationships are more than platonic. Absolutely.
Okay.
And she's spot on.
So
Um, and
So
I'm
let me ask you, give you all this scenario. Okay, so
okay.
I had a friend of mine, and we were very close friends, platonic friends throughout college. We never pursued, or never was interested in any kind of romantic relationship. Period. Okay, we were just friends. Um, so, and like I said, we were close friends, and so then my friend, it- when we finished college, he went on and he got married and had a family and all this stuff. Now, we were still close friends. I could talk to this friend for hours and hours at a time. But I stopped talking to him when he told me one day that his wife was jealous of our relationship. So, so in her mind, he was cheating with me, although we had never had any kind. And I'm thinking to myself, if I had wanted this, I knew this man long before you did, and that was never what we had. But in her mind, he was being unfaithful because he could talk to me for hours at a time. He could tell me about his problem. I could give him advice, da da da, and he would even talk to me about his marriage and maybe that part of the problem. But for her, that was cheating. And so me, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to shake up nobody's happy home. So I really stopped talking to him because of that. So is that emotional connection like that?
Okay.
Do you see that as him cheating
No,
emotionally on
no,
his wife?
I do not see him cheating. And Annie Jones uh, placed a great point. She said that's getting a male's perspective when some spouses may not know how to communicate. And then Annie came back and said jealousy. I was going to say insecurity and jealousy. There are a lot of relationships that are misunderstood because uh, one spouse may have a an insecurity issue, or they may be jealous, or their marriage may not be on rocky grounds. It could be a plethora of things as to why the spouse may think something. But as for your relationship with that married man, I think it was just a friendship, getting advice. However, the wife saw it totally different. And she has every right to see it that way because you were not divulging what you were discussing, so the appearance looked very rocky to her, and it showed her insecurities, and therefore it made her jealous, and which made her think that you could have been the side piece of the other woman. So I don't think that you were cheating. And then Tiffany Williams says, and that shows that you were his friend by respecting his wife and not putting his marriage in jeopardy. I don't feel that that was cheating. So you've got several of us that say that that was not cheating, but I certainly understand your point. Um, and I want to get into some other things, but it's a
Okay.
little.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
wait.
so so
I'm gonna
let me
wait.
just okay, so yeah, so let me just ask the question. Those who are out there that are married, I see several married women out here in the audience. Um, would you want your, or would you, how would you feel if your spouse's best friend was a female? How would you feel if your spouse's best friend was a female? And that's a question I want to put out there to the married ladies out there in the audience. Duchess, I see you.
And the married
How
men
would,
too. I just asked
oh, Jatori,
opposite
yeah,
sex.
Jatori.
I just
How would
said
you,
of the opposite sex.
okay. Um,
And Jordan Ashford has put in the chat. He wasn't cheating, but the wife being insecure about it means it should stop. If respect, and they should work on their marriage so that she can feel more secure in her marriage. So, Julia, when the husband, the wife, however you found out, what did you do and what was your response? And then we'll get back to the question that we posed in the chat.
okay, so you saying what happened? So I will tell you exactly what happened. We talk a lot all the time. We would talk all the time. Because for me and the wife wasn't really there. I mean, we can go to instances where this person was overseas in the war, in Desert Storm or whatever, and needed some stuff for warts. I had to send it to him because his wife wouldn't. But all those kind of things were going on. But like I said, we were friends long before they ever married. But I had never met this lady. She had never seen me. I had never seen her. Then what he said was she was okay with us talking until she saw a picture of me. And then she did not want him to talk to me anymore. So
And that's
I
fair.
don't know
I
what that
mean,
means.
and that's fair on her part. She was trying to mitigate and intervene to stop anything that possibly could have happened. But even intervention, if there wanted to ever anything wanted to occur, it could have. But I think you had very clear intentions. You never thought about anything like that. It
No,
was her
and this person
insecurity.
all the way across the country. Wasn't no cheating gonna take place. I can't cheat with you in Texas. I mean,
Right, right. I
and
understand.
I'm in
So we've got
Alabama, so
right. We've got a comment from Duchess. She said, I wouldn't have a problem with the relationship, especially if they were friends before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine says, honestly, it wouldn't bother me because I know how secure we are as individuals and as a couple. Yes, Lord. And Annie Jones says, as long as I knew and it wasn't anything mischievous, I'd be okay with it. Me and Mr. Jones are at an age where we both talk to the opposite sex. If he answers while I'm standing there, I may ask, who is that? He'll say, and I'll leave the room, vice versa. And Jordan says, you should know your spouse. I personally have lots of male friends, so it wouldn't bother me. And I'm gonna tell you, I have a lot of married couples that I talk to. I talk to the male, to the husband, just as much as I talk to the female. And Julia, you know what I tell the people? I said, let me tell y'all something. I said, I'm gonna live, laugh, love, and learn. And I said, let me expound on that second one, love. That's gonna be love and a respect formality. And I'm not wanting to go to bed with your husband. I don't want to go to bed with you. We're not going on any dates. If we go on dates, it's going to be all of us together. So I set the expectation up front because sometimes I have found that when you come in to a already established relationship, it sparks a little controversy, if you will, and you don't even know it. So I try to
Mm-hmm.
set those expectations up front because see,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any mess. I don't like mess. I don't like confusion. And I
Mm-hmm.
let people know exactly where I stand because I'm good over here. But
Okay.
I
Okay.
do.
All right. Well, okay. So when I was, you had something else, Mr. Jackson?
Well, I did, but I'm going to wait because this is a very,
Okay.
very good topic. But I wanted to ask
Okay.
you, Julia, um, how did you feel when the wife told him that she wanted him to stop talking to you? What were your initial thoughts with that?
Well, I mean, I kind of thought, that's just crazy petty. Like I said, we're way across country. I've known this person for years and years, lots of years before you ever came into the picture. But because that's my friend, always been my friend, I said, I told him, don't call me because I'm not trying to cause trouble.
Okay,
Okay. If
okay,
that's the way she feel, please do not call me. I'm your friend. If you need me, I'm here. I'm gonna always be your friend. But don't call me.
okay. That's very fair. And my boo, Darlene Doll Todd, posted. She said her bestie was a male, and his wife didn't think anything of it. We had been friends for 50 plus years, but his first wife was jealous of our relationship and wondered why we were so close and didn't want him talking to me so much. So, Doll, do you think, I know you said it was jealous, can you think of any time that that would have made her feel that way, or was it just because you were his best friend and you were a female? Because and you could put that in the chat for me. So, Julia, what if the your friend was speaking and had a relationship like that with another male? Do you think his wife would have said, I want you to stop talking? I don't want you to talk to this person anymore. You're
No,
giving them too much attention. Do you think
no,
that would have? Okay.
no. No, and like I said, we were friends a long time while he was married, and like I said, I never met his wife because he was in the military. He met his wife when he was in the military, and they were, all over the country. But I never met her. But he said she was okay until she saw a picture of me. So I don't know what that means. Did she think Julia was a man? Maybe no, Julia
I'm
was.
done.
Maybe she thought when he was
Just
talking to Julia, he was talking
go
to a
ahead
man.
and go ahead and dismiss me from the show. You shouldn't have. Oh my God. No, she didn't think.
I,
No,
I don't
but
know. I do not know. But anyway, um,
So we've got a response from we've got two responses. Annie Jones says, "You have been in touch with him since he revealed. Have you been in touch with him since he revealed how his wife felt? How do you feel about losing your friend?" That's one. That's a question. And then we've got a comment from Joanne Queen Caesar. "It could be the connections they had that made her feel insecure in their relationship and the marriage." So Annie is wanting to know, you know,
How do I
she
feel about that? And I have talked to him. I do from time to time. We do our Facebook friends, so I do talk to him from time to time on Facebook. But um, but I don't feel like I lost my friend. I don't talk to him like that anymore. But like, just say he was trying to get a job, after he got out of the military, one of these civil servant jobs. Okay, he called me and say, "Can you do a recommendation?" And you talk to the people, and they call me and they ask me questions about him and all that stuff. So I feel like we're still friends. It's just that I don't talk to him
so
like that
may I
anymore.
interrupt?
Okay.
I thought the wife told you not to have communication, or am I assuming that's what she said?
He didn't say anything to me.
But she told him, right? Did she tell him not to
She,
have
she,
communication?
I don't know if she told him not to have communication, but he said that she didn't want us to talk. I mean, she didn't
Margaret
want us
Thomas.
talking. So anyway,
Margaret
um,
Thomas. Okay,
Margaret Thomas,
bullheaded.
what?
Bullheaded. Okay,
It's
okay.
because I've known this person for years and years, and we
and,
don't talk on the phone
and I'm
like
just
that. And I don't even
exactly. I'm
even
just being facetious, Julie.
contact him like that. I may on the birthday send him a happy birthday greetings, or he send me a happy birthday. It's not. I still talk anyway. But
Right.
anyway,
And I'm
let's
just being
move
facetious.
on, Mr. Jackson, because we
I
gonna
have a
get stuck
comment.
right here.
I have a
Okay,
comment.
go ahead.
Duchess says she has many male friends, and her husband is not threatened by friendships. I think it's really a matter of trust in the relationships. And to Duchess's point, I have been. Well, I grew up with her, and when we were at Alabama, I used to be in her. I mean, she would be in my room. We would be together. I'd go over where they were, and Professor was never threatened by anything, because he knew the relationship with Joyce and I. But even with all the rest of Joyce's male friends, um, he was never threatened by that because of his security in himself and the security in the relationship that they had. And Darlene says every time he came home to visit, she didn't want him to visit me. I think she thought we were more than friends. He still came anyway. We were childhood friends from first grade up until he passed a few years ago. Uh, and Darlene says she thought of him as a brother. And Annie Jones says she agrees with Duchess, and I do too.
Okay. All right. So let us move on, Mr. Jackson.
Sure.
Um, okay, so we can get down to the meat of the discussion. So when I was young, my younger brother Jasper, now me and him, two peas in a pod. So we would talk about everything. So he told me, he said all men cheat. And he told me, he said, you might find one man in 100 that would be faithful. So, but anyway, that was Joshua's perspective. Statistics say those men that are asked, I mean, not just men, when asked, people indicated 23% of men have admitted to cheating, 12% of women admitted to cheating, 12% of married individuals say that they have cheated. 26% of divorced couples said infidelity was part of the reason that they were divorced. Um, 24% of black individuals admit being unfaithful. 16% of white individuals admit being unfaithful. And it tickled me that said the people 55 and 64 years old, they did the most cheating. They admitted to 18% of them admit to cheating. 41 to 54, 16% admit to cheating, and 18 to 40, 11% admit to cheating. Now, I want to know, my question is, do you think these statistics are correct? Do you think that these individuals, that these are the right percentages when it comes to infidelity in relationships?
And I love that. I'm sure that was all a confidential survey, but if you look at social media, um, you can be guided in the wrong direction because of the algorithms, the way that things are. But it's such an influx of, and I guess because it's the high profile individuals, but it's just so much cheating going on and it's being revealed because you have so many ways to catch people in their cheating and in their demise. Not just only, the cellular devices, but you have all of these tracking devices and all of these things that you can tell if somebody is cheating. And I really think, and I'll be 63 in September. So in my age group, because I'm not married, but I've been out in the dating scene, and it's absolutely a monstrosity and it's preposterous because yes, people cheat and they tell you, well, I don't want you to do this and I don't want you to do that, but then they're doing it and you see it, but they don't want you to do it because they're insecure. But yes, in my age group, people are cheating severely. It's terrible. It's
So
horrible.
you think the statistics are wrong that there's a higher number of people
Yes,
cheating?
yes, yes,
Okay.
because I go out a lot and I people watch. And I'll have a conversation with a chair. But most of the time when I'm having conversation, and I sit at the bar and I don't drink. So I'm privy to all of these conversations and I'm nosy. And a lot of times these men will meet these women at the bar and they're married. And
Okay.
someone will come in from the city of Atlanta or McDonough or wherever, North Atlanta, and they would just have dinner and drinks with the man, and I'm thinking it, and I'm listening at their conversation. I said, "Oh, you're cheating." Okay, all right. So I think my age group may be a little bit higher, maybe 1 or 2 percentages higher. But we have a comment from Jordan Asher. She says, I think the percentages are more correct than incorrect, but they don't seem correct due to proximity and people subconsciously being surrounded by people with the same, oh my God, brokenness and habits. Birds of a feather, iron sharpens iron. And Darlene says, if a man cheats, he thinks his wife does, and vice versa. I agree. If you're out there cheating, then you're going to be suspicious because you're thinking that somebody else. All I'm trying to do is just find me somebody. I want to be so devoted. I don't know what to do. And I wouldn't even think about cheating. I'm just trying to find somebody. And
Okay. So, uh,
I
what?
wouldn't think about it. And Duchess
Uh,
says, I think more people cheat than those numbers indicate. Duchess, I'm about with you, girl. I'm telling you. There's a
I
whole lot
think
of
so
cheating going
too.
on. There's a whole lot of cheating.
I don't think it's as high as Jasper said, but I think it's those numbers are a lot lower than what they actually are. But what do you think about once a cheater, always a cheater? So do you think if a person cheats once, they're gonna keep on cheating?
Yes, unless you get delivered. And deliverance comes from, okay, yes, you will cheat. Yes.
Yeah, I just this. Statistics show that a person who has cheated before is 300% more likely to cheat again than a person who has never cheated. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
pretty much
And
once a cheater, always a cheater. So, if
agreed.
you was cheating
Agreed.
with somebody, then probably they cheating on you. That
Um,
just
and Annie says some men and women just do it because they can. And Tiffany says HE hockey sticks, yes. And Darlene says I wouldn't think about cheating, never have. Well, Darlene, I'm just trying to find somebody so I can be devoted. That's all I want to do. I just
that's
want to
all
be
you want to
devoted.
do. Okay, so now we're gonna ask that question. Have you out there in the audience, anybody bold enough to tell us that you've ever cheated? Is anybody out there ever cheated on their mate? Crickets? Crickets?
That's a loaded question. Tiffany
Ah,
says, uh, no, I didn't, Jerry. I said, hell yeah. Tiffany said she wanted it out there. She said, hell yeah. Okay, all right. Um, so, whew, um,
Jordan.
and Jordan said, excuse me, Julia. Jordan said, people do what they want to do. Some people want to do better rather than suffer the consequences. Some lack accountability and don't. Um, you know, that accountability thing is really, it's a big factor. And I am just of the opinion if I did cheat, I think I would just give it away. I'd be so uncomfortable and nervous that I would just tell it. I don't know.
You
I
think you
think,
just be forced to just oh Lord, let me
say that
you
again.
you would think that they could read it on you, so you just go ahead on and admit it.
Sometimes relationships are so close, people can tell when you've been around other people. It's the way you smell. It's just a cornucopia of things. I don't know how people find out who's cheating without trackers and things. So Jordan says she has not cheated, but she's been cheated on. Lord have mercy, a mess. And Anna Jones says I wouldn't say it depends who that person's remarries. They may have found their soulmate. People are getting married but are not equally yoked. Oh, Shondo. Good
Okay.
God. That's a
And
whole
so
nother
Jordan,
open.
that was your response, Jordan, was my next question. Had who out there has been cheated on? Is there anybody out there who has had someone cheat on them? And we know that Jordan said, yes, she has had someone cheat on her. Anybody else out there who has had someone cheat on them?
Well, I would love to have someone to cheat on me so I could knock them out, but um,
Okay,
because that means
so
that I would be in a relationship. I would just, if I thought, I, I guess that's why I'm not in a relationship because I'm dangerous. If I
okay,
thought,
but I want us to look at these
Darlene says she
procedures.
has.
And Tiffany says
And
she
Tiffany
has.
says she had. Jude,
Okay, I'm just reading the comments, Mr. Jackson.
I got this over here. I just need you to.
Okay.
I got
Um.
this. I'm good over here. Because the
Okay.
devil was busy last week, but Darlene says she has. I wish that we could really get them to join and tell us, but we don't have enough time because it's already 44 after.
Right.
Time has flown by. Um, so, may I just interject? How did you find out you were being cheated on? And you can put that in the chat. But Julia, you can go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. And so I just see that right there. Uh, 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 and Annie said when she was single, and I
See
immediately
this lady
walked away.
love. She can't help it.
Okay,
She
I'm
can't
sorry.
help it. She can't help it, Lord.
I
Yes.
can't.
But it's okay. I love you. Anna says that when she was single, and I immediately walked away. She was cheated on and she walked out. And Jordan told me, do not knock him out, Uncle, because you already know me, Jordan. Leave them to be with themselves because you already know I would knock them out. And Rachel says, never married because of both relationships been cheated on. Excuse me, engagements. Okay. Um, Thank you, Stephanie. Good evening. How are you? So and Annie said something, men are a creature of habit. And Annie, you'd be surprised to think that it's men are a creature of habit, but I've seen some women, they're just absolutely scandalous. And
And you have it both ways, but I just want us to look at what we see in here, Mr. Jackson,
well,
of the
Annie
people that
said,
we
okay, Anna said that men are a creature of habit. Anna, what do you mean by that? Can you give us a little bit more? And Tiffany says, like you said, you know that person and you know differences in their behavior. I acted on my intuition and walked up on it. Okay. Jordan says she found out from an Instagram post. Um, Darlene says she saw a lot of signs and she just put two and two together.
okay.
Hmm.
And but just looking at this show, the majority of the women on here said that they have experienced being cheated on. So we know those statistics are not right. A lot more cheating going on than people are admitting to. But
Absolutely.
anyway, so why do people cheat? Let us just look at that. And statistics say that 40% of men report cheating on their partner because they want more sex and excitement, and was reported to be a powerful motivation. They wanted more sex and they wanted more excitement. 40% of the women reported cheating for emotional reasons, such as needing attention or wanting to feel desired. 33% cheated on their partner to find out if they were still desirable. Okay, I want to see if I can cheat, if somebody would cheat with me. Okay, that's interesting. And 11% of women cheated as revenge. So you cheat on me, I'm going to cheat on you. Self-image also plays a role, and stats show that 35% of women and 25% of men who are confident with their bodies are more likely to cheat. If you think you sexy, you're more likely to cheat.
Well, babe, I think I'm sexy. I think I'm big sexy. Okay.
So are you a cheater, Mr. Jackson?
How can I just want to have I want to have a relationship. I just want to be devoted. That's all I want to do. And I'm a good person. I really believe I'm a good person, but the pickings are very slim and people are nasty. And Starlet says people cheat for attention and some for revenge. Absolutely. And Stacy says that the data that we just reported sounds very accurate. Um, and Darlene says they think the grass is greener on the other side, but they realized it and want it to come back. But I love the data, the statistics. A lot of people do cheat because they want to experience something new. It may not, whether it's the sex piece or no matter what it is, they want to try something new. It's just like when I said in the opening of the show, we want to try different things. We want to increase our circle. So when you increase your circle, it increases the chances of you getting into relationships. And what I mean by that, and sometimes it can be a friendship, and those friendships can turn into a little bit more other types of things, which can lead to, um, you know, relations and things of that nature, and interfering with someone's marriage because you think about think sometimes relationships just happen organically, and they move from one level to the next, and that friendship that you had with that married person now becomes inappropriate. Um, so, and Jordan said, heavy on people are nasty because they are.
All righty. And so let me ask you guys this question. Is cheating a deal breaker for you? If you're in a relationship and you find out that your partner has cheated on you, is that the end of the relationship, point blank, period? Or would you be open to maybe some counseling and trying to work through your issues? So, is cheating a deal breaker for you?
Hmm. So, Julia, if you were in a relationship, is would that be a deal breaker for you?
Um,
And while you're
who?
contemplating, Tiffany says deal is broken. Darlene says yes. And I'm going to answer my same question to myself, Julia.
Mm-hmm.
And Lynette is asking, are we
And,
referencing
and
partner
that
or
and that
spouse?
is what I'm thinking, Lynn. It would probably really depend on the circumstances. I couldn't say yay or nay. I couldn't say yay or nay.
Okay, all right.
Um,
So
because it would
Stephanie,
depend on the
the
circumstances.
circumstance. Okay, so Stephanie Lee says, of course, STDs are very real. Althea says yes. Jordan Asher says absolutely. You got to raise them right up on up out of my face. After that, I signed up for two, not three. Tiffany says, but I've never been married. As a girlfriend, there's no need to move forward. Rachel Robinson says yes, no second chances. Annie says, I'm not sure if it was once because we will have 32 years on the 19th of this month. And Stacy says, depends on the circumstances. Well, my response, I don't care what circumstance it is, it's over. Over, and I'm not looking back. End of
Yeah,
discussion.
for me, it would depend because if
Uh-uh.
I'm married, if I have a family, if I have kids, especially young children, and you ought to respect that whole circumstance enough not to cheat. But it's so much that goes into this life um together. It just I can't say because I'm not, I hadn't been married, hadn't been in that situation. So I mean, I wouldn't blame anybody for it being a deal breaker. I say that because when you make a vow, then uh you should. So I couldn't blame anybody for saying, okay, you cheated, that's it.
Joanne says, I believe it depends, but I would need time before making the decision on next moves.
Mm-hmm.
And Lynette says, what if one spouse has been neglected sexually? Lord help us. And of course, Stacy says, depends on circumstances. Um,
So, Mr. Jackson, what if you had that situation? Maybe you have a husband and your husband is gone impotent. I mean, that kind of stuff happens.
well, but
Where they can't.
it's a whole lot of ways to fix that. But see, you know, I'm just going to be very honest. I'm scared of diseases, okay? I'm scared. And
Okay, well,
I,
they got stuff for that.
I don't care what they have. I don't want I've already got enough issues over here. So I don't want to have to deal with something else to compound congestive heart failure with the STD. I'm not trying to do that. And impotence is a major it's really big in relationships today. But they
Yeah,
also
because
have some
we have
Julia,
so much,
but they have medication out there for that.
but they have, you have so much high blood pressure, so much diabetes, so
Yes.
much of all of this stuff and these medications and different stuff that will cause impotence. But they do have medication, but then
They
you have to
got
be
some
careful
stuff.
about taking that medication because if you already got a bad heart, you don't want to go get no Viagra and Cialis because you don't want it.
Julia,
I mean, I
even
don't think it.
even in the instance, because my doctor told me, he said, "Well, I'm not going to give you this form of blood pressure because it will affect your sexual life." I said, "Baby, you ain't got to worry about that because ain't nothing going on over here." And he hollered. I said, "You can give," but he said, "No, Mr. Jackson, I'm not going to give this to you. I'm gonna give this to you." And hey. So I'm good over here. And Stephanie says, "Where's the future trust? Once a cheater, always a cheater." Okay, thanks. Um, and Anna says, "I'm with you, Juju. It depends on the circumstances." And I guess, and see, when I'm trying to find me a partner. Okay, so if you show me signs that you're not gonna be right up front, I'm done. Goodbye. Deuces.
Hmm.
I'm not,
Well,
because
You,
if you
you
show
don't
it
know.
to me,
But
huh?
but what if you don't get those signs early on? Like Annie said, what if it's 32 years in, invested in kids, you got business
You see my
ties, you got
fingers? You see
all
my
this stuff
deuces?
going on,
Deuces,
huh?
deuces, deuces, and I'll figure out how to raise the children myself. Baby, because you're not gonna hold me because we have some children and you out there doing everything you want to do. See, baby, you gonna get knocked out. I'm sorry about that. Don't let me get a case, please. I think I just better stay single over here because, baby,
You
hammers
got a
and
lot of comments coming in, Mr. Jackson. So let's get these comments because it's time for us to wrap up. It's a
this.
lot of comments coming in.
But you just gonna tell me to hush and just get to the comments?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to the
Mhm.
comment. I'm
Yes,
quitting.
sir.
This my last show. I'm resigning. Okay.
You
All
gonna
right. So
resign?
yeah. Okay. So Stephanie Lee says some people are HIV positive. Spouse is unaware. Oh Jesus. And then Anna says they may have medication. Um. These comments jumping so. Oh my God. Um. Anna, your comment went bye bye. And Stacey Dillard says unconditional love. Tiffany says if if the bread is unleavened and you're married, then you have to deal with it. But if we're not married, we might have to go on our separate ways. I'm done. Stacey Dillard, I've never been able to regain trust. I'm telling you, Tiffany. I mean, I just Anna, I don't know what happened to your comment. Maybe did it?
Annie says they may have medication for that, but you can lead horses to the water, but you can't make them drink. What then, Mr. Jackson?
Well,
What
see,
is you can't make them drink?
beg your pardon.
She said you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. So what if you can't make them drink and you want to be drunk?
Well, they have
Then
something
what?
for that. Candy has some things for y'all. Fix it,
Candy
Jesus.
coated candy. What is the candy? No, that's her show was Candy
That,
Coated
but
Night.
she
Whatever.
has those things. But so yes, I'm missing comments because Starlet, put your comment back in. See, Starlet wants to fuss, honey. That's her husband doing all the talking. She wants to fuss. Put it back in there for me, Starlet. I'm sorry. She says I'm missing a comment. You missed one of mine, and Tiffany is a few minutes ago. See, baby, it's jumping off the charts over here. Baby, if you could see how this screen is rolling up, I'm reading one note and then bam, four or five
So,
pop in.
so
So,
Tiffany,
so
let me
put it
look
back
at
in there
the
for me,
comments.
please. Put it back in there for me, Starlet, and Tiffany's, if you
But
don't mind,
I'm
because
looking at Tiffany when she says, do you might have to, you would leave your husband because his bread was unleavened?
okay.
She
I,
said
I,
she gonna leave the husband because the bread was unleavened. Okay.
okay. Then Stephanie says, "Don't be a fool, please. The signs are there. Wake up." And Tiffany says she missed Stardust as well. I missed it, so I apologize. I promise you, it was so many coming up in here. But
But you
post it
said you
back
missed
in
her
there.
comment too.
Oh, well, y'all know what, baby?
Well, you
It's
you know
it's
wait. Now,
I
what you
mean,
told me, I got this. I got this. I got
okay.
this.
What tonight? I'm resigning. This is it. I'm through. I'm resigning because honey, this thing. And Joyce says I missed hers too. Well, baby, why didn't y'all post it in there? Tell me, Jerry, you missed the comment. All you got to do is just put it back in there. Okay, so uh, Tiffany says no. We'd have to deal with it. We're married. If not married, I don't have to deal with it. Um, y'all just have to put them back in there, honey. Baby, I guess it's on a delay because when they start coming, they just the screen, and I can't. I don't know what's going on. It won't allow me to go back down. I tried to go down, and it's
Well,
just
that's all right, Mr. Jackson. I have really thoroughly enjoyed myself tonight, y'all. So sometimes we just have to take a break from all the heavy discussion and just have a lighthearted one like this. Thank you, Jordan Ashford, for this suggestion. Obviously, you see it went over very well. Mr. Jackson, can you give us the announcements? Do you have those? Can you handle
yes. I,
that? Okay, I'm sorry.
okay, so next week. July 20th, we're going to have a visit from our Mary Kay makeover from our Mary Kay consultant, Joyce Thomas Benson, who is going to be
She's gonna make
doing,
me over.
beg your pardon?
She's gonna make me over.
Well, if you just don't worry about all that. Okay, we're going to have
Okay.
a Mary Kay makeover next Sunday. And then on the 27th, we're going to be talking about celebrity culture and its influence on our society. And then August, as we get ready and we're getting prepared for college season, social media is just flooded with everybody making their decisions and talking about where they're going. So on the 3rd of August, we're going to talk about what college majors are in high demand. And as we've asked you early on, please continue to like, follow, and share Juju, which she's listed as Ardine Thomas on Facebook. And we continue to ask you if you're looking for any type of makeup. We have always been supported by Mary Kay independent sales consultant, Joyce Duchess Thomas. You can contact her for all of your Mary Kay needs. Please stay tuned for some exciting information concerning Buy Juju for You and Joyce's Jewelry. Be on the lookout for a new online store, Inquired Sisters, Stitches and Sparkles. On August 26, 2025, there is a very important citywide election for the city of Opelika. Opelika will be having their citywide elections. Please make sure you make it your business to know your candidates and get out and vote your conscience. Local elections are absolutely critical. That's where we get mostly affected locally. Get out, ask questions of the people that are aspiring to be in these positions, and attend any type of sessions that will be available. Hopefully, we're going to have something that we can be talking to some of the candidates as well. And please don't forget to subscribe to that wonderful podcast, the Divinely Guided Podcast on YouTube. You can catch the new episodes each Monday. They drop about 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, featuring the dynamic mother daughter duo, Duchess Thomas and Adrielle Vincent. And I will post the link as well. Please don't forget to subscribe to Juju's Dollhouse YouTube channel. You'll be able to keep up with everything going on with By Juju for You and any additions that you may have missed on Let's Talk. And thank you to Juju for being a proud sponsor for Hold Up the Light Huddle. Those are all the announcements that we have at this time, and I turn it back over to you, Julia.
I have really enjoyed you guys tonight. This has really been fun. So, this has been a fun show. So please, like the show and share this show. Like and share this video. And so others can have a opportunity to go back and enjoy this on the replay. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Of course, I am Juju Wayman. I got to make up with my co-host because I need him. I love you, Mr. Jackson.
You really did it tonight, but that's okay. I love you, Julia. And guess what, Julia? Just so that you know, I sent your sister a message and said, I sure enough love Julia Thomas. And you know what? Now I get mud in my face. Well, tell Jesus about it. How about that? Tell Jesus about it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Let we look. We've been in this marriage too long. We ain't
I
gonna
mean,
break
hey,
it.
baby, we here. We here to
Ain't
stay. How
nobody
about
gonna
that?
break us up. So
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm.
but
I love
anyway,
y'all.
thank you guys so much for joining us. I am Juju. I am that mountain moving giant slayer. Guys, I'm walking by faith. I'm inspiring hope and I'm showing love all along the way. And I encourage you guys to do the same. There's so much brokenness out there in the world today.
Yes, Lord.
Show some love, inspire some hope, show some grace. We all are in need of that. So
Amen.
until next time, guys, I wish you all much love and many blessings. Y'all have a good night. I love you. I can't do the heart. Mr. Jackson will do it for me. Good night. Love you. See you all later.